But there's one story that kind of trumps all of that, and it's Barcelona related. After tax inspectors stumbled across payments by the Catalan club to the vice president of the referees committee, these payments stretching back across 2 decades or more than 2 decades, they total more than 7 million euros to this individual. Doesn't appear to have been living a particularly high-profile lifestyle, and nobody knows or can say what they were for exactly. Alvaro.
It's the biggest scandal in Spanish football, definitely, in the last 20 years, the biggest one. The repercussions of it, we'll see, because those things are, many of them, time-barred, because in La Liga, if you commit any offense or crime or whatever, after 3 years, that is time-barred. However, this could be still investigated by the district attorney of Barcelona if there is any corruption between Barcelona and that man, Enriquez... sorry, what is his name?
José María Enriquez Negreira.
Enriquez Negreira. And they have to be quick, the Barcelona district attorney, because in June 2023, that corruption between particulars, if it happens to have happened, will be time-barred as well.
Good Lord.
So, by June 2023, they will have to press some charges against Barcelona. But what was that for? On paper, it was to give assessment on refereeing to Barcelona.
So they were paying the vice president of the Referees Association for reports on referees, and they were paying him massive sums for that.
Massive sums. It all started in 2001 with Joan Gaspart, who was the president at the time. It continued during the Laporta reign from 2003 until 2010. Then it continued with Sandro Roussel and Bartomeu. And Bartomeu was the last one who did the payments between 2016 and 2018.
Right.
In fact, the payments that were revealed first were the payments that Bartomeu did during his reign, because this guy, Enriquez Negreira, is being investigated by the Spanish tax office because he didn't explain well where that income was coming from and for what. Well, it was coming from Barcelona to provide, on paper, assessment on referees. But the funny thing is that today, the assistant of Tata Martino, who was at Barcelona from 2013 until 2014, or just 1 year, said that he never saw a report from anybody, any report on referees.
Ernesto Valverde as well, saying that he never saw anything.
That's curious.
Yeah.
So the referees who will sign a code of conduct undertake not to work for anybody else in anything that could be possibly competing with their work as referees, which obviously this would break that code of conduct. There was also a note that he had sent Barcelona after they had stopped payments, demanding over 200,000 euros in outstanding sums, in which he also invites the president of Barcelona to reflect, noting that a scandal would not be good for the club and threatening to reveal all the, air quotes, irregularities he saw.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Blackmail. That is blackmail, basically. So this
man as well.
This man was unhappy that Barcelona stopped paying him. Bartomeu did it in 2018, and he blackmailed Barcelona. So the thing is really, the situation is, and the whole scandal is really tacky as well, because you never know, or you don't know what kind of favors Barcelona did get, if they got any by the referees. That will be impossible to prove unless there is written evidence of that. But the why is not so important as the what in this case. If you pay the vice president of the Spanish referee committee just 7 million in 17 years, that's it. That should be it. I mean, the why is important, yes, but even if they don't find out, Barcelona's reputation is gone. What happened in La Liga during these years will have an asterisk on top of it. And I don't know if Joan Laporta is aware of the magnitude of this. Probably yes, but when they asked him on Wednesday about all these revelations and all that, he said something like, what a coincidence that this is coming out when we are topping the table. And it's not, no, this is not true. I mean, this came out, and by the way, it was a media outlet from Barcelona, probably supportive of Barcelona, who actually broke this story. So there is not any attempt from Madrid press to unsettle Barcelona, because this news came from Barcelona outlets as well.
All right, well, they'll be pulling on that thread, and we'll see what else comes out unravelling. Meanwhile, they're still 8 points clear at the top of the table. They've got Manchester United away at Old Trafford on Thursday 2-2 the first leg. They were kind of lucky, were they, to get a point from that?
I think so. I think so. I think Manchester United was better, definitely more threatening. They were capable of unchaining a storm that Barcelona sometimes couldn't stop. But the result was very good. And considering that the away goal rule doesn't exist anymore, Barcelona can consider themselves lucky. For the game at Old Trafford, they're going to miss 2 key midfielders. And this is so important because Pedri is out with an injury and Gavi is out with a suspension. So Xavi is going to have to field a makeshift midfielder with probably Sergi Roberto, who had a good game against Cadiz, but I honestly think that in the big games he lacks something. Kessie, who is still adapting even though he's been good in January. Busquets, and God knows who else. Frenkie de Jong. So 4 midfielders over there, but probably the 2 most important ones are not there. So it's gonna be difficult for Barcelona. And this is
not Dembele either.
Dembele neither. And a point that I want to make very quickly: Barcelona's record in Spain defensively is brilliant. We have spoken about this, but in Europe it's not so good. I mean, they have played 7 games in Europe this season. They have conceded 14 goals, 12 in the Champions League, 2 in the Europa League. So I can expect Manchester United scoring here.
George, you did this game on The Goal Show.
I did.
Probably got it again this Thursday.
I do indeed,
What are you expecting to see there?
Big games to big pundits, you know. I think it's going to be great. I can't wait. I just can't see Barca being able to go there. The form that United are in right now, Rashford's forms as well, just the way they play, the atmosphere, the buzz within that club, the stadium will be full. No Gavi, no Pedri, no Dembele, Busquets just coming back from an injury. Of course, Barca can go and win. Of course, they can. But I just think United will go through, which will be a huge statement, I think.
The Totally Football Show podcast is available 3 times a week, bringing you all the football news you could reasonably be expected to care about. We've got views, we've got stats, we've got analysis, we've got some of the best football writers around, and the whole thing is absolutely free. So have a listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or all the usual places by clicking on the link below.